Well, I said that you're part of a catechetical community, and one of the places that this community gathers is on my blog, Catechist Journey. And a couple of weeks ago, I asked veteran catechists to send in advice about working with intermediate age kids. And here's some of the things that they suggested. Mary Ellen echoed the fact that they love to hear stories, even from the Bible. I might say they're especially from the Bible. They kind of enjoy those stories. She also says they get into prayer time if you're patient enough. And that's an important caveat because sometimes it might not seem like it at first. But if you continue at it and really work at it, they get into prayer time. They are very capable of praying in a reflective manner. Christian tells us that they like variety. He says that every one of his classes will have some combination of reading, storytelling, drawing on the board, acting, art, singing, and lots of questions. And I know Christian, I've met Christian in person when I've visited his neck of the woods, and we've chatted, and he's also visited my blog many times, and he's always sharing about these many, many different activities that he does in his classroom. We need to do that. We're going to talk about that variety. Renee says that they will ask many questions, so keep your catechism handy. Thanks, Renee. That's really good advice. And if you don't know the answer, it's okay to say, you know what, that's a great question. I don't know, but I'm going to find out for you by next week. And then you can consult your catechism or your DRE or a fellow catechist and come back with that answer next time. Irene says they love doing posters, dioramas, role-playing, group work, even gave them opportunities to be catechists. I've heard a lot of catechists talk about that. They invite the intermediate age kids to come forward and to kind of run the class for a while, and they give them some direction on what they're to do, and they call on their fellow students to read from the textbook and so on. It can be very effective. Andy says, I think the best advice is to be real and to lead by example. It's always important for us to be real and authentic. Patsy says, set a prayerful environment, and she does that by asking the children to take off their shoes outside the door, and then she emphasizes that they are on holy ground as they enter the room. That's a nice idea, Patsy, and something that some people may feel is appropriate for them to do. Margie says, hands-on helps this age group, and we're going to focus on that during this webinar, how we can do some hands-on things. Jeannie sends the following paragraph that I'll read to you because I thought it was good enough for us to include the whole thing. She says, I provide a black and white composition notebook on the first day of class for recording prayer intentions. The notebook is passed around during class, and the students write down their prayer intentions for the week. One student reads them during the end of class prayer time at the prayer table, and it's a nice way to keep connected with what's going on in their lives, sick grandparents, family members, as well as to let them know what's going on in their lives a bit. So that's a great suggestion, Jeannie, and something that intermediate age kids are really good at participating in. And then finally, Kathy says, don't show them cartoon DVDs. They're too mature for them. Well, I think what she's saying is, don't show them anything that's kind of childish. She's probably thinking of things like, the Veggie Tales or things like that work really good with, first, second, third graders. But you can kind of insult the intelligence of a fifth grader or a sixth grader by showing them something that they're going to feel like, oh, geez, they think we're babies or something. They really want to feel like they are being drawn into the next stage of life and being treated like grown-ups.